In this video, we go to one of the most famous subways in digger culture. We will run right between the running trains. We will visit ghost stations and abandoned subway cars. You will find many exciting moments. We are urban explorers, and we want to show you what we do. We are beyond the concepts of an ordinary person, beyond laws and borders. We are URBANIX. Today we are in the capital of croissants and perfumes, in Paris. It is a very old city, and it hides truly amazing places to explore. We came to visit as many of these iconic places as possible and see with our own eyes top popular objects. Get ready for an epic journey. There's a lot to see here, and we will watch with the help of headlamps, because it is more convenient, because we are diving deep underground. My goal is the Paris Metro, and imagine, the first stage of this metro was launched 125 years ago in the summer of 1900, and the length of all the lines of this underground system, 225 kilometers. These numbers amaze me. This is a real monster. This is a monster. This metro has 16 lines and more than 300 stations. Kiev has 3 lines and 52 stations. Urban exploration is very well developed in France. There are many researchers and diggers here. There's also a specialized casta, graffiti artists, with the help of which half of all the walls in the tunnels are painted with various tags and drawings. I want to spend the whole night here to show you this place from the inside. I feel like a child in a children's toy store. My eyes run wide. Where to go? What to do? Huge choice. But still, I know my goals for sure, despite the fact that it is really very easy to get confused in this scheme. I prepared in advance. I found several interesting locations on the internet. Firstly, I really want to see the local metrostroy. It is from here that the underground lines spread out in all directions of the city. Tunnels are born here. Secondly, I know that there is a dead end here, in which there is an abandoned subway car. I want to feel the dead breath of this iron machine, deservedly retired. Thirdly, like a dessert, just feel the vibe and the smell of French digging. The wish list for this adventure is gigantic, so let's not waste time. I arrived at one of the stations, and from this moment, we can officially consider that our adventure begins. It seems that this metro is exactly the same as ours. But guys, here, every step is a new discovery, even this automatic line without drivers. Night covers the city, and I, on the contrary, go outside to get to my first point. This place is under guard, but I'm interested in checking how vigilant those on duty here are, and whether they have weak spots. I turn on the flashlight. This way I will be better visible on the drone. At the same time, we will see how quickly the gendarmes notice me and react. I have been a metrostroy before, in Kharkov, in Kiev, but here I can't shake the feeling of something very new. It seems like the security is the same. The towers are the same. The fence is the same. But something is wrong. Okay, let's see what awaits us ahead. And ahead of us awaits a 5-meter fence, which is not so easy to get over. I carefully just stick my fingers into the narrow gap between the metal profile and the support to hold on. I get out and start moving along the fence. I need to carefully get to the next support. I try not to make noise, and then also quietly go down. Okay, there are a lot of guards here, so we need to run through this territory with luck and get to Metrostroy itself. Let's go. Local diggers assure that no one has been here before us. How true this is debatable, because URBANX is quite developed in this city. But one thing is surprising, that there is not a single graffiti. I'm glad that the climb is so difficult that there will definitely be no random guests here except us. We carefully move around the territory, trying to find the entrance to the tunnel. It makes sense that it's somewhere in the center, but for now, there are only piles of construction materials around. The main entrance must be here. Periodically, I put a mask on my face to hide my identity on cameras, and the red carpet on the floor, like an inconspicuous landmark, tells us the right direction. Let's go. There's a hint of dampness in the air, and the temperature is dropping, so we're going underground. Everything's going according to plan. All these corridors are the future utility room for the workers. I'm totally confused. I don't know where to go. I'm going even lower. The sign says no access to the tunnel. Everything here is by the rules. A first aid kit, a fire extinguisher, and a noise meter to monitor the noise level, so as not to exceed sanitary standards and to prevent hearing damage to workers. It displays the average level. Okay, this is the entrance to the tunnel. I open each door carefully so as not to trip the alarm and not to hit my forehead against the camera. This is our tunnel. We're in the subway. Okay, let's climb over this and go straight ahead. Here we are. This is awesome. You climb over after me. Give me the camera. Holy shit. Are you an idiot? You. Shit, you crashed into this. Listen. Are you okay? That's a serious cut. We need to put something on it right away. Something wrong with the artery? Okay, we need to get up there somehow. Wait, how are you feeling?
I'm okay.
What if you put on a cap and press this to your head? How do you feel?
I'm okay.
Okay.
I'm thinking about how to stop the bleeding.
Maybe you should...
I need to press it with something.
Try using a buff.
I have a buff.
Use this. Try using a buff. Try wrapping this and putting a cap on top. Right on this. Press it down harder. See if that works. Let's see. This is good. Cool. What are we going to do? What do you think? You. Should we get out or keep going?
Let's walk a little.
How are you feeling?
I'm okay.
Are you sure?
For now, yes.
Do you feel dizzy? Like this?
Well, it just hurts.
Let's wash your face with water.
Let's try.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
This is really cool. Good job. Okay, let's try walking. Will you be okay?
Yeah.
Be careful. Very careful. We are here. Listen, well, I'm glad. Of course, we have a small wound. No, quite a big one. But we are still going into battle now. So, we have to make such sacrifices to get into the French capital metro. To dig a tunnel for the metro with a tunnel boring machine, it is designed for 2 tracks, so that 2 trains can move at the same time. The depth is about 20 to 30 meters. The entire metro is made with the help of these kind of tubings. These are the components of the tunnel, which are made at some kind of concrete production plant. And the entire tunnel, in fact, it is not some kind of dug hole, but it is some kind of engineering concept. Through holes like these, they blow concrete into the outer space of the tunnel. Thus, they preserve it from the earth around. And this entire concrete structure, it simply becomes completely monolithic. It's cool that people thought of this. This can probably be compared to how people on the balcony seal it with polyurethane foam. They blow out the cracks to seal it. It's cool. But there you can already see a station. Some kind of, I don't know what's there, but we're just working on luck. Let's go. Instead of building materials, there will be people on these 2 platforms. We're in a place that will soon never look like this, as it does now. This is one of the stations of the future. And very soon, probably within 6 months, it will be accepting its first passengers. It's cool that we see here what most likely no one will ever see. Wow, damn, the peculiarity and uniqueness of these trips. To have time to get here, to see, to shoot this video, it is precisely for the sake of this uniqueness that we do this. We are a kind of underground press. We document the history of these places. A pile of construction waste. This means that the facility will soon be commissioned. And we still have a very long way to go. Let's go. A concrete tunnel is cheaper than a cast iron one. This is easier to make and install, but is less durable. Such are modern realities. The world is changing too quickly. You need to keep up with the pace of this. Otherwise, you will continue to live in the past. This machine here, it installs the rails. There's a probe there, which lifts the rail itself. Come here. Here is this probe. It grasps the rail. And here is the rail, which is already prepared for installing this. And in front, there is already a practically living tunnel. 1 minute. I am glad that I was here, but it is time for us to move on to where trains are already running and everything has long been built. And we will leave this place to be completed. And perhaps one day, I will ride in a subway car through this tunnel. There should be a working section behind this door. Now it's time for the classic metro, the one we're all used to. So, I know that the first metro in the world, it's in London, not France. And the word metro itself got all its polarity thanks to... It means Metropolitan Railway. But we're heading straight for this working section. Turn on the camera. Now the fun begins. Let's go after that. Let's go. So, we're already in the metro tunnel. Let's go in here for now. We can hide here. Let's let a couple of trains pass. I don't want to take any risks. The train is powered by the third contact rail with a voltage of 750 volts DC. Personally, I saw in Kiev how my friend was electrocuted by this thing. It's better not to see things like that, so be careful. This thing is really dangerous. By the way, he survived, but he got a huge scar. This staircase leads to one of the rooms above the tunnel. There is communication and signaling equipment installed here. This is a safe place to catch your breath. It is unlikely that there will be workers here when the trains are moving. It is an atmospheric and even somewhat cozy place. It is convenient for servicing all metro communications. Further on, there is a cable collector with power cables. I follow these cables to understand where they lead. I hope that no one is tracking me through CCTV cameras. Sometimes you can't get into the metro the usual way, and you have to come up with your own routes. That's why I like these adventures. It's no secret that the word climb, which we use to call our adventures, is not accidental. Almost every climb of ours is such tricks when you need to crawl through unobvious cracks. I hold on to cables with a voltage of up to 10 kilovolts. I feel their vibration. But I have nothing else to cling to here. Otherwise, I won't be able to climb up to find out what's up there. Damn, that was dangerous. But we are here. It looks like this is the basement of some technical rooms. There are stairs leading up. And considering that the cables were going here, I think I'm already starting to guess where we are. turn on the light. So, you can't shine there. So I'll now move to another light a little.
Свет немножко.
This is a transformer substation,
Станция
and I'm here for the first time.
впервые
We are now on the surface,
на поверхности
right where the level of the houses is.
домов.
We climbed out of the metro into the traction substation just to look at it. I didn't expect to get to visit a place that supplies electricity to the metro in this area. Now let's go here. Take this off so you can see these things. These things are transformers. High voltage cables from the city's power grid go into them. Here the conversion to direct current of lower voltage occurs. This process is accompanied by a characteristic hum. In some cases, substations combine the functions of traction and step down, providing power not only for trains, but also for other metro facilities. Our travels pass through the most interesting sections of this huge system. Like in a museum, we explore all aspects of the object. We already know how it is built and how it is powered. And now we go down on the other side of the substation. We continue our exciting adventure. And again, I find myself in the utility room. To show everything in one night, we need to hurry. As Dima Gromov said, the metro is a concentrated obstacle course, and I follow his example. In principle, I can say the same thing. It's something that evokes genuine feelings in me, adrenaline, and I want to come here again and again in order to repeat these unusual adventures.
Коломные просто приключения.
There, behind the bars, is the workstation. We can't get caught, so we run forward. Just like that, neatly along the wall, so that my silhouette merges with the shadows of the tunnel. I move on, deeper. The station is behind us, but I can already see our goal. It is an abandoned train that once ran on the metro lines. It is clear that now there is no living space left on it. Everything is decorated by local artists. We will try to open the doors and climb inside. This is where I really get goosebumps. I am not used to seeing a carriage like this. Yesterday, I rode in general and in a work train. Now it looks like a place after the plague of locusts. Almost nothing is left of the car. The wiring is destroyed. The seats are broken. Many windows are knocked out. And against this background, researchers are taking photographs as if they are standing next to the remains of a mammoth. Attention, the doors are closing. The next station is Urbanix. The average speed of trains on the lines, 35 miles per hour. The average distance between stations, about 500 meters. 3 lines are already fully automated, without drivers. Imagine, for a million people. That's like the population of all of Kiev. That's how many people these trains transport every day. About 1.5 billion people ride the metro every year. All this passenger traffic is transported by unique rolling stock, assembled specifically for Paris, which departs every 2 minutes during rush hour, providing high throughput. Most stations are single panel or single board, built according to standard Parisian designs. The Paris metro has become an integral part of city life, and many perceive it as a symbol of Paris itself. Châtelet-Lille station is one of the largest and most complex in the world. It connects 5 metro lines and 3 commuter train lines, turning it into a real underground city with many passages and floors. Few people know that under the station, there is a secret bunker, which was used during the Cold War. Underground, time loses its meaning. It slows down to infinity, then speeds up like a late train, rattling its wheels on the rails and carrying the wind along its path. Like the weather in the mountains, so is the mood here, changing rapidly. You have to be calculating and precise, calculating the intervals between trains to reach the desired location safely. I was really worried because this place is very visible. Trains pass through here all the time, but we are here. Let me check it now. Damn. Holy shit. We are in a very visible place. This place, it connects 3 tunnels. We are hiding behind a bridge, which is barely big enough to accommodate me and the cameraman. On the left, there's a line. Below, there's a line. And there's another line. It's cool. Opera Station. It is a key junction on lines 3, 7, and 8. Its construction in the early 20th century required precise calculations for laying tunnels at different levels in densely populated areas. It is a unique engineering solution, which has become a significant step for Paris and its transport system. And we are here. Another one. Look. Like the arteries of the city, a huge transport circulatory system, and a lonely little wanderer stands and shines a flashlight into the darkness. For what? Will he be able to fulfill his plan? What awaits him ahead? Sometimes you consciously take a risk to feel the place 100%. The main thing is to continue your journey and not stop. You can ask questions, or you can just do it. After all, movement is life. Now I'll show you something really interesting. There are at least 9 floors here. There are quite a lot of such ventilation shafts. They usually adjoin the tunnels of the city infrastructure through technical rooms like these, providing ventilation of the underground space. That's why it's always fresh in the metro. There's a city train line here. You need to be fast here and carefully assessing the risks. It is dangerous to run here, and we strongly advise against repeating what you saw. But it turned out to be not far to run. I turn into a junction, and again find myself in one of the cable collectors. I have not been here before, so I check for motion sensors. And there are dozens or even hundreds of these tunnels. And with their help, you can move from one line to another, and from that to the third, and so on. Cool, right? The entire metro is simply permeated with a huge number of such additional secret tunnels. Often they lead to completely unexpected locations, like that traction substation. And it also happens that hoping to discover something new, you walk for 10 minutes to run into a dead end. Behind this door is an automatic metro line, but since I didn't take tools and I don't want to break anything here,
Ничего не хочу.
we'll have to look for another way. Line 14 has become fully automated, without drivers. This made it an example of modern public transport. And for us, a good example now will be punctuality. To calculate the interval between trains in such a way that you are not smeared across the wall, this is a responsible and serious task. Let's go. Automation helps us. Since there is no driver, we cannot be afraid of being noticed by a metro worker, but we can be noticed by passengers standing at the windshield of the car. But more often than not, they are just onlookers who don't give a damn who this person is. Nevertheless, this place needs to be respected and played by the rules of it. There will be no living space left of me if I make a mistake somewhere. I hide in a small corner from this multi-ton dinosaur, like an ant. And then I run really fast to make it to the nearest door, leading to another place that I want to show you. Another cool thing about the Parisian metro is that from the tunnels themselves, we can get literally anywhere. I'll show you. I was in this place 2 years ago. During this time, little has changed here. Still a bunch of tags on the walls, and still a lot of empty, strange rooms around. Literally a couple of floors up, and we just find ourselves on the street. We're boring and ordinary, everyday life. Through the underground parking, we go up the stairs to briefly emerge from underground, to pause this extreme kaleidoscope, to greedily take a full breath and dive back again. If you look through the ventilation grill right in the asphalt, we can notice people walking there, and the longer you watch them, the more questions arise. They walk and look at everything, study as if they were a curious inspection. Is the communication equipment arranged? What kind of installations provide this? And does it work? How are the fire exits to the surface built? How serviceable are they? And are they ready to accept people in case of an emergency? How do the ventilation systems work? After so many years of work, without the ladder, by the way, it would be stuffy and hot at the stations. Here is one of the ventilation manifolds. This leads to noise absorbers. These are dirty metal walls that stop the noise to protect residential buildings and buildings located above the metro from the rumble of trains. Motion sensors are often installed here because, in fact, ventilation is always the most vulnerable part of the object. But if you climb only through the rotating fan, then there is no way. It will cut you into small pieces. It's good that there is always a bypass door on the side. We call it a small diameter axial fan. I don't know what it's called here, but it most likely performs the same function. It forces air from the street into the passages so that passengers can breathe fresh air. This is a large ventilation complex through which you can get to several stations at once. I walk and explore it like a child. I shine a light into every corner. I am interested in every door and staircase. This is my amusement park, a huge playground for real extreme sports enthusiasts. Behind this door, I again touch the night French capital. It is especially interesting when no locals are leading you, and you yourself, taking a risk, are looking for where the next turn leads. This turn led to the wrong place, so I go back down. A few moments, and I'm already going down the old inclined staircase. I find myself in another technical room with some equipment. Something is humming. The lights are glowing. We go further, and behind this door is already hiding exactly what we need. An arriving train can be heard on the empty platform. Turn off the flashlight and hide as much as possible. Listen, well, I don't know. I can't fully understand. Have they noticed us? We are the underground monkeys. Sometimes you have to give free rein to your inner beast, right? Even though we were noticed, I think this might be our last time here in our lives. So, I want to show it all as it really is. Regardless of whether we were noticed or not, there are no perfect trips. We walk the way we walk. And here we are at this abandoned station, San Martin. It turns out St. Martin. With the beginning of World War II, the last steps of passengers fell silent here. When France was liberated, the station came to life, but soon it plunged into darkness again and became abandoned. Later, it became a shelter for the homeless, and the rumble of trains became transit. All this graffiti, all these drawings, this is essentially a continuation of creativity, creative potential inside each person, each of us. And even our trips, this is creativity in some way, in its own performance. I share this creativity here. Someone draws graffiti, someone sings or dances. I like to shoot and climb. We are approaching the next point of interest. We can't make too much noise here, so we're keeping it down. So, guys, now we need to be as quiet as possible. 3 tunnels and 2 lines here, and 2 tunnels going like this. This is 1 line and 1 tunnel below. This is a service connecting line, and we're going down this right now. So here's 1 line, and here's the second line. And we're going down into the middle. These bridges are designed to change the driver's cabin. They allow the driver to exit one end of the train, walk along the crossing, and quickly take a seat in the other cabin, preparing for the route. Up there we see another station. And below the station, there is a tunnel. Service connecting branches. And such an interesting view opens up from here. Let's go look at it. Damn. This is really cool. Now this is what I call just engineering. Look, 3 tracks connect in one huge underground hall. We don't have anything like that, that's for sure. How beautiful. Light, turn off the light. This is cool. This is really cool. We are very noticeable with these flashlights and filming. But how else can you see all this? Without lighting, you won't be able to see anything. Okay, let's move on. Here are the first trains. The night is over, but I still have something to show you. The early intervals are still long, and you don't have to hurry so much. By the way, have you noticed this feature? In all of Paris, in contrast, it smells very strongly of urine. In general, Paris is a city of contrasts. First you see black drug dealers, and next to them a prostitute. And next to them a couple is kissing absolutely well-groomed people. And this contrast, this is all of Paris. But underground in these tunnels, there are no drug dealers, no prostitutes, and it doesn't even smell of urine.
But we can fix it.
This is the Croix Rouge station. It was abandoned almost 100 years ago. Because of the proximity to neighboring stations, it simply became unnecessary. And today, it is of great interest and popularity to urban explorers. The gloomy platforms of this station have become an ideal backdrop for films and commercials, saturating them with an atmosphere of abandonment. Among local explorers, there are disturbing rumors that a group of diggers disappeared without a trace in the tunnels near Croix Rouge. This lost fragment of underground Paris, hidden from the eyes of millions of passengers, diligently hides its secrets. All exits to the surface are tightly sealed, and the only way to get here is through working tunnels. What is this? A Christmas tree, boxes, garbage bags. Panties? Or a bra? As I said before, Paris is a city of contrasts, and there's a big problem with homeless people. They use these abandoned stations to while away their cold, rainy nights,
Холодные дождливые ночи.
thus turning these tunnels into a squat.
Туннели в сквот.
This place, it has exhausted me. My film crew and I are very tired. We have been crawling around like crazy all night. The light from the lantern has become a full-fledged organ of our bodies. Our senses are heightened to make responsible decisions with lightning speed. There, and back. We have been in this stress and tension for over 12 hours now. Not everyone can withstand this and not lose heart. Tunnels, graffiti, rails, cameras, trains, carriages, intervals. Let's go. Stop. Lie down. Be quiet. My nervous system is overloaded. I want to get out of here as soon as possible, but there's one last thing left. I need to finish what I started. Put a bold period in this adventure so that it has a meaning. Otherwise, what is the point of all this? There's also a station there, but we need to tidy ourselves up because we need to match the passengers who are going to work.
Которые едут на работу.
The capital's French Parisians.
Жаном.
I'll comb my hair a little,
И
and we can go on.
солнце.
Another morning train is arriving soon. We need to hurry. It is here, the light at the end of the tunnel. I run with the train so as not to attract attention at the empty station. In between, so to speak. I turn off the tortured flashlight and carefully climb onto the platform, parallel to the train. Now, I'm a completely ordinary passenger, like hundreds of others. It seems there are no suspicions. Did we really do it? It was a very difficult test of strength and endurance, and we coped. But there is one last chord left. The last test. The exam. Will I have enough strength for this? But for now, the most important thing is that we gave you the opportunity to see with your own eyes how things are in the capital of France, underground. I am approaching my last station in this city to fulfill my plan. I have been preparing for this. So, let's go. Be faster. Climb in here. Faster, faster. Jump here.
Спрыгивай, спрыгивай, спрыгивай.
Hold it. There are many more amazing moments ahead of us. Breathtaking. Stay close. Vladislav Urban was with you and his team, and we are calling you to make our history together. This is the URBANIKS project.